Hey guys, I'm back at it again. Day 14 on my weight loss journey. It is currently 31 degrees. It's trying to spit the snow just a little bit after 5 p.m. So at this point, I'm not seeing the sun, a lot of clouds. It'll be going down soon. I'm out here today in the Nike Air Max Plus TN Hyper Jades. Initial thoughts are that I hate these things. From what I understand, they were released sometime late 2021, early middle of the year 2022. And you would think by that point in time that could get some things right. This is a used pair, overall in good condition. I did not give much for these at all, probably $5 to $10 at most. So I can't complain too much, but I definitely will. And I will be selling these as soon as this walk is over. So my complaint is predominantly within sizing. I wear typically a 10.5 in men's shoes, and sometimes I will wear wide, but my foot is right there at the middle, at that point where it's considered you can wear a normal shoe or a wide shoe, so it's kind of compatible with both, but not perfect for either. This shoe though, however, even though it's marked 10.5, as soon as you put your foot in, your feet are right up against the edge of the toe. Maybe some of you like that. I, however, hate that. I need a little bit of wiggle room for the toes, and also if for some reason I need to run and do a hard stop, I do not want my toes running into the edge of the shoe. Now, I have no idea whatsoever why. Well, let me correct that. I do have an idea of why Nike would do something like this or make a shoe like this. As stated before, it's an Air Max Plus TN. So I assume that's rare. TN, I had to look that up, stood pretty much for tuned air, whatever the hell that means. So perfectly tuned air units for whatever activity or whatever a person is doing. I think these meant cat joggers or walkers, but I can't be certain. It's pretty good information. It's a gimmick. It is nothing but a gimmick. I have worn in multiple days Air Max shoes with these Air Max technologies in them, and it's all the freaking same. It feels the same. This feels no better than any of the other shoes that I've been wearing. In fact, it feels worse because at least with the other shoes, they got the sizing correct. I tried to put in a 10.5 orthotic in the shoe, and it would not fit at all. I try to remove, well, in all of those cases, I try to remove the insole that is currently in the shoe, and only if that insole is glued, I leave it in there, and I try to just work the lacing to accommodate the orthotic and the foot. With this shoe, however, taking out the insole was not really a problem, although I could tell that it did have some sort of adhesive on it because it was pulling up some of the fibers as I was lifting the insole. But as I tried to replace, put another insole in there in its place, orthotic, again, it would not fit, even widthwise and lengthwise. That's ridiculous. So if I were to say pay, when it came out, $160, and I tried this shoe on, or let's just say I ordered it online and then try to put it on and got this kind of experience, God, it would have to go back. It sucks. So really, for something like this, you need to go up a size, whole size, because this is pretty tight. The cushion technology feels literally no different than anything that I've worn over the last few days with the Air Max 90. It feels like rocks under your feet. It's not anything special. Additionally, because the fit isn't correct lengthwise, that creates an issue with the heel. The heel has some major slippage going on. Not a fan of that. The windshield definitely dropping. Update on the weight loss journey. Of course, I'm going out and I'm trying to walk every day. A couple days back, I wasn't able to do it. One was a recovery day, the other day was a bike day and stuff. But there's an increase in activity, obviously. And the nutrition, I've been trying to keep a very consistent breakfast, something that gives me enough protein throughout the day. So I'll go with 3 eggs, and then I cook up some egg whites with spinach, and then I do oatmeal and blueberries and stuff, and that gives me a feeling of satiety that lasts a long time. Actually, I wouldn't have to actually eat at pre-designated time at say 12 o'clock or anything. But I go ahead and have a very sensitive lunch, typically a chicken breast, broccoli, just a little bit of rice, and then for dinner, it is, again, pretty sensible meal as well. Previously, before starting this, I would have never subscribed to the notion that I could do something like that or stick to something like that. But I've allowed myself at times, if I'm out and about and there's like, we're driving and there's fast food and there's something that I want, I think about it like in terms of what my old self would have had and then what my new self would do in its place. So typically what I would do throughout this week, I had 2 or 3 of those moments where I would go ahead and indulge in the burger or whatever it was, but then I made sure not to like put in a ton of empty calories through a soda or something like that, and just make sure that I stick to water and just keep it very sensible, allow myself to have some things that I want. Most of the late night snacking and all of that has completely disappeared throughout the, in full transparency, throughout the entire week. There was one night that I was kind of crashing hard. I was like, man, I have some pizza rolls in the freezer. They're calling my name, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have some pizza rolls. And the trade-off was I'm going to have less pizza rolls. And I went ahead and had that, and I was completely fine. Drank water. Then, previous to the new year, I was at the Dollar Tree, and I picked up these little moon pies, these miniature moon pies, and they were blueberry. Well, they've been sitting on top of the refrigerator from the moment I got them, and I thought, I'm going to have a moon pie. So I went ahead and indulged in that as well. Now, for some people on a weight loss journey, that may give you a feeling of guilt that causes you to just want to quit and just give up on your goals entirely, because eating great tasting food certainly is a whole lot easier than putting in the work. But for me, I'm trying to find a workout journey and fitness journey that allows me the flexibility to have some of that good food and still prioritize my fitness. And I think that's I don't know, unless I was a high performance athlete trying to get every edge possible, I don't know if that's exactly beneficial to the common man. Like I said in one of my other videos, it really just comes down to balance. Something I'd like to give an update on is the heel pain, plantar fasciitis. That stuff sucks, man. It got to a point where it was crippling me. It was like knives being stuck in the bottom of my heel. But fortunately, just implementing a few things, enough orthotic, which I don't have one in today, but the foot is managing. And the significant difference is stretching. And I never knew how much of an impact that stretching would have on pain or something like that within a foot, and how great it could be to alleviate some of that pain. So it was the right stretches and doing the right stretches that was the difference. And I had read something before, do a calf stretch, and I had tried to implement that. It wasn't fixing anything. It came down to doing the right calf stretch. So after doing that, using the orthotic throughout the day, and spacing out the toe, the big toe from the toe right beside of it, it's made a huge difference. It's taken a pain that was like at level 10 and turned it into level 1.5, level 2, stuff like that. So extreme pain reduction. getting back to these Hyper Jade shoes, man, they really suck. Out of all of the shoes that I've reviewed, and go check my listing, go check my videos, see the shoes I've reviewed, and these things by far are the worst. If you can't get the fit right, what else? I mean, everything else goes out the window. And this gimmick of tuned AirPods, perfectly tuned AirPods for suckers. And I'm glad I didn't pay $160 for these shoes when they first came out. Look at this wind if you can. Woo! It's crazy wind. It's supposed to snow tonight. I don't know if it's supposed to be any accumulation or not, but it's supposed to snow. Can you hear those trees? The wind through the trees? Maybe not. I was supposed to be lifting weights this week. That didn't happen. People better wake up, try to get in shape. I think World War III is going to kick off almost any time now. Crazy times we live. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Thank you for dropping by. Later.